Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome everyone to our presentation today. We can't travel just yet, but we can certainly dream about our next great vacation. I'm Sherry, and I will be hosting you today. I've been with SelloffVacations for 6 years, 6 great years, and I've had the pleasure of visiting Costa Rica a few years ago. It is a beautiful country with lots to see and do, as I'm sure you will hear today from all of our presenters. My fondest memory is walking just a short distance from the hotel and being able to watch monkeys playing in the trees. There's not a lot of places you could actually do that at. So today we're going to be hearing from Evelyn. She's coming to us direct from her home in Costa Rica. Evelyn is with the Costa Rica Tourist Board. Please note that because Evelyn is coming from Costa Rica, there may be a slight delay in her transmission. So if your screen does freeze a little bit, please give it about 30 seconds to correct itself. Also today we're going to have Todd, who is from Planet Hollywood Resorts, and he's going to be showing us everything that this wonderful resort has to offer. In addition, we're going to also have 2 of our SelloffVacations agents, James from our Toronto Yonge Street office and Kathy from our Brandon, Manitoba office. They're both going to share their photos and experiences from Costa Rica with us. Before we get started, I do just want to mention that if you are viewing from a handheld device or an iPad, we do suggest that you unlock your screen or turn your screen, and I'll kind of just show you with my iPhone, so that it's this way, it's the landscape view. Okay, and that's going to give you your best view of our presentation today. At the end of our sessions, we will have our experts answer your questions. To have your question answered, please use the Q&A panel on the screen to type your question in. You can access that Q&A chat function. It should be on the top right-hand side of your screen. So awesome. Let's get started. Evelyn is going to kick things off with a short video to show us Costa Rica.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with SelloffVacations, allow the great and professional team. Work with the Costa Rica Tourist Board for more than 30 years. I'm so happy to be here and for this opportunity. Okay, come on. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, everybody on SelloffVacations. This is I will present to you just a few general information about Costa Rica as a destination. Again, thanks for this opportunity and everybody to hear me. Welcome to Costa Rica again. First of all, I wanted to invite you, please go to our visitcostarica.com webpage. We have photos, we have images, we have videos, information of national parks, sorry, information of adventure to do in Costa Rica, information of how is the beaches in Costa Rica, everything you want to see of Costa Rica as a destination, you will look there. First of all, I inform you, we are located in Central America. Our neighborhoods in the part of north is Nicaragua, and in the south is Panama. We have more than 5 million people in our population, and we have more than 50,000 square kilometers. We divide our country in 7 provinces and 2 oceans, the Pacific and the Caribbean side. We talk in Spanish, and more than the 60% of the people talk in English too. You can move in Costa Rica, rental cars, all type of vehicles. You find it private and public transportation, interbus, taxi, public bus, everything you need. It's easy. And one more thing, our hotels in Costa Rica, more than 80% of the hotels in Costa Rica have less than 20 rooms in their hotels, like boutique hotels, resorts, and lodges. Okay, thank you so much. This is the road map of Costa Rica. You see, sorry, in Spanish. You see at the side, the Caribbean side and Pacific side, our 7 provinces, the Guanacaste, North Guanacaste, in the part of the Pacific. The Pacific media is part of Punta Arenas, and Pacifico Sur, Corcovado is part of Punta Arenas province too. We have the Central Valley in Costa Rica, is included San Jose is the capital, Heredia, Alajuela, and Cartago. And the 7 provinces, Limon in the Caribbean side, Caribe Norte and Caribe Sur. This is our little country when you find a lot of flora and fauna there, a lot of activities to do, and you will find it. And I think enjoyed it too. We have some reasons to present Costa Rica as a destination that you will enjoy it. A lot of to see. Just an example, the 6% of the world's biodiversity is in Costa Rica. We have our 26% protected areas as national parks, wildlife areas, and biological reserves. We have species of flora and fauna, a lot of species of birds, orchids, frogs, bats, and more. You see the orchid and you see the photo of, of the volcano Arenal there. Sorry, just think a few. Okay. We can continue with our gastronomy in Costa Rica. We have our local gastronomy in Costa Rica, a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit in Costa Rica, things like that. You will see in a few seconds a photo of a local market of Costa Rica. Yes, thank you. And this is the traditional breakfast, the gallo pinto. The first of all, the gallo pinto is like a rice and beans that we mix with eggs or bacons, and the tortilla is like your bread too. And we have local cheese and natilla and everywhere. The traditional breakfast is good for you because then you will do a lot of activities during the day in Costa Rica. And you have on the below picture our traditional lunch in Costa Rica called the olla de carne, with a soup of vegetables and meat and rice and everything. At the end, you will find that Costa Rica has a lot of healthy fruits and vegetables and food in Costa Rica while you enjoyed it, our destination. Okay, we continue to let you know according our sustainable program. We have a certification of a sustainable program in Costa Rica. We have been a pioneer in ecotourism. This certification program has more than 20 years in Costa Rica. We really try that the environment need to be respected, causing minimum impact while being involved in the social and cultural aspects of the country. Nowadays, more than 400 tourist companies in Costa Rica have gained this certification, and we try to respect our environmental because we know that our national parks is our green goal. One other reason is that the Happy Planet Index and the Forbes magazine choose Costa Rica as the happiest country in the world due to its life expectancy, natural resources, job opportunities, and also consider the warmth and kindness of our people. The more important economic industry in Costa Rica is the tourism, not only national, but international, first of all, of course. We continue to talk about the adventure in Costa Rica, one of my favorite aspects to tell you. It is hard to decide what to do in Costa Rica, but let me list. We want to do whitewater rafting, windsurfing, scuba diving, in our beaches, kayaking, in our rivers, sport fishing, surfing, tubing, bird watching, venturing into suspension bridges. It's amazing. Rappelling and climbing, this is according to the picture you see in the slide, and horseback riding. This is just a few activities in adventure to do in Costa Rica. You do more, depending on you. And almost at the end of my presentation, I just wanted to inform you, we are a peaceful country. We don't have army since 1949. Our children have never seen a soldier. Our education is free and mandatory. And we have an exceptional healthcare system, a public system, a governmental system that help you, and the services are free for everybody. Not only the national, but the tourist too. Thank you for everybody, and all the questions about our SelloffVacations teams, I will be there for you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's really, truly a pleasure to be here today. Thank you, Evelyn, for that great introduction there. I'm really happy today to be able to deliver some information here on our wonderful Planet Hollywood beach resort in Costa Rica, where we bring a little bit of flair to an unbelievable country. And I think we got a little bit of a video here to show. Is that true, Sherry?
Yeah, we absolutely do. Kim's just setting it up for you.
Awesome. Great, great, great. So everybody just sit back and take a dip. Wow. So if that doesn't, I'll tell you, these videos and seeing all these beautiful shots that Evelyn showed, you're going to see some great images too from some of our great colleagues from SelloffVacations a little bit later. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about this great product. But, you know, Evelyn did tell you a little bit about what is best about Costa Rica. We talked about this is a great resort, a wonderful choice, but keeping in mind that there are no bad choices in Costa Rica, being such a unique country with wonderful boutique hotels, lodges. There is no destination really that I've been to quite like Costa Rica for its unique ability. And, you know, we are obviously in these interesting times, to say the least. We do believe that destinations like Costa Rica that have fared, you know, fairly well during this time will definitely see, quite a bit of people that are just looking to get bang for their buck and do an awful lot of stuff. Costa Rica has every single element of that. And when you look here, guys, we talk about this particular hotel. We're in the Papagayo Golf in Guanacaste, very close to Liberia Airport. This hotel, the Planet Hollywood, was a reconstruction. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary just in October. If you can take a look at these views, they're just really, really magical. So I want to just go over a little bit about what we call our unique selling proposition. Some of the consumers here that are on the call today maybe have visited a Planet Hollywood, perhaps in Las Vegas, or maybe you've known about the concept. We do enjoy this brand. Our teams have had a lot of fun in delivering it. We have our fabulous beds, which are in all of our rooms, which ensure a great night's sleep with super high thread count bedding and great mattresses. Our main event guarantee, you never miss another Hollywood moment. We celebrate the Oscars, the Academy Awards. You saw in that video of a family arriving, and I'll tell you, everybody does that red carpet arrival at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort, Costa Rica. That is the actual arrival. It's so much fun, and the main event guarantee just lends to all of that. We do all of these great, we have movie nights under the stars. We have an awful lot of fun. Of course, we've got great memorabilia from various movies throughout history, and looking at some of this stuff, so we know that people are going to enjoy it. We've got Wi-Fi everywhere, folks. We got high speed. Being a Hollywood flair, people love to stream, watch their programs, and do stream their various streaming services, and we're no different. Plugged In also has PHTV in the rooms, where you can enjoy various genres of music, and also TV series, comedies, and dramas, and all of that stuff. So we have a lot of really cool stuff. Your soundtrack is also part of it. So one of the great things about Costa Rica, too, is its natural beauty. And our designers really, really tried, and you can see the woodwork on the walls here, and just looking at the unbelievable modern feel of these guest rooms. And, you know, some of my colleagues here from SelloffVacations have already been to this resort. I'm sure this is why they're here. They're going to attest to it. But, you know, for me, I've been there twice already since we've opened it, 3 times to Costa Rica. And I do know this hotel very well. This is one of our junior suite star class. Look at these views overlooking that Gulf, just absolutely beautiful. So you can expect a very upscale guest room experience. So the modern flair, this is what is just incredible about doing this in this particular country here, because you obviously people are there to see the natural beauties and wonders and wildlife and wonderful things. It's really nice to know that you've got a really cool, funky resort to go back to in the evening. That's our hydrotherapy circuit. This is our Star Class Lounge on the left side, our Star Class swimming pool on the top right, which is an elevated level of service. When you're searching with your SelloffVacations counselor, try and take a peek at that Star Class, which gives you a little bit of an upgraded element to your vacation. So again, in looking at views, I mean, it just does not get any better. Everywhere you go in this resort is just better than the last. It's just got stunning views, great sunsets. This room here on the left side is actually one of our director suites. A 1-bedroom director suite has a queen size pullout here, 2 bathrooms, king size TV. And again, looking at balcony or terrace, really quite funky, amazing, very modern feel to it. You can take a look at that, obviously the jacuzzi on that balcony. You can just imagine yourself and our mutual clients just hanging out there and just having a great time. Now, the image here on the bottom right is actually one of it's one of our top level producer suites. For those of you who are looking for treating yourself, these rooms have big 80-inch televisions in them, full pool table. They're a whole other level, but we'd love to show them off. Wining and dining. This is something that is super, super important. One of the biggest and most important things about Costa Rica in general is locally sourced products. So our chefs, local farmers, we try to get our products locally, because we understand that it's really, really important for people to have a feel for the country. And Costa Rica is known. You're going to see some amazing images soon, and they're just going to show you just on the world of flavors that it has. People really love to engulf themselves into that. And you know what? We do absolutely source locally. But one of the greatest things that we have, you can see some of our Sunset Strip brands below here, and this slide is terrific. We also got to throw a little bit of Hollywood into it, folks. We've got Guy Fieri's burger joint. So celebrity chef Guy Fieri, we partnered with Guy Fieri to have his burger joint as part of our Planet Hollywood concept, and it's included in the all-inclusive. I might have made a little too many visits myself when I was there. People do love it, but keep in mind we have a great blend of locally sourced stuff and also a little bit of fun with a Hollywood celebrity chef. Again, looking at some of these fresh flavors, and this is what Evelyn was talking to earlier about. This is really the fabric of what, you know, the country is. Going out and exploring, checking out all these, see these fish tacos on the top right. So I'll tell you what, the food element at this particular property is just absolutely fantastic. A 5-star experience. Our restaurants, our brands. We've got different. Obviously, you saw the logos above of the different Overtime Sports Bar, Sunset Strip. Really, really cool stuff. So Pumped Fitness Center, we have, it's called our FIT program, and that's PHID, FIT. And we do here have a very important today is wellness. Everyone's taking care of themselves. I know that you, the consumer, are going to be talking to your travel agents and speaking with consumers and travel agents myself daily. We know how important wellness is. We have world-class facilities here. Our machines are high level. We've got activities that are planned throughout the day. You can see on that top right screen where we've got the agenda of a particular day. The machines are all very, very good, and keeping to on safety and obviously wellness. We practice an extreme vacation safety assurance package, which you can get through our friends at SelloffVacations or on the Planet Hollywood site, and how we sanitize and clean in this interesting time. But keep in mind, fitness, wellness, very, very critical, very important for us. So again, the spa we've got lots of extra stuff to do. This hydrotherapy circuit here is wonderful. You can see our couples massage room here, very, very popular. One thing that's really cool to note, that if you're part of our Star Class and you do book a Star Class package, you do have full access to the hydrotherapy, which a lot of the guests like. Kids. So this is just really something that really impressed me greatly. We have our Showtime classes at the property, keeping with true Hollywood themed experiences. The staff and the people of the resort, our Kids Club staff, they do a whole bunch of various activities with the kids, and they're able to produce little mini clips and little plays. They've got lots of great props. They've got great little outfits for the little ones to hang out, and they really love to be with a little stage inside the Kids Club where the parents come every few days and they can kind of put on a little performance for them. This has been a real easy way to incorporate it, given the fact it's Planet Hollywood. We really, really had a lot of fun with this program. You can see the little Kids Club splash area. You can also see our nice area where we do our entertainment with our little band shell. A lot of fun where we do movies under the stars and such. Weddings. So, you know, we talk about weddings. It's not just weddings. This could be used for any kind of a reception, a group gathering. But again, this particular area is all about views. This is just breathtaking. Everywhere you go on this particular property, and not just our property, Costa Rica in general, there are no bad decisions, no bad choices. All the places and choices are good ones. But when we look at this particular here, the Papagayo Golf and this area here, you can just see, if you're looking at a destination wedding, folks, Costa Rica is a wonderful place to host a wedding. This is just a great little image showing basically what we can do in terms of setup. Your vacation counselor at Selloff can help you with getting these quoted. We love this image. It's a nice fitting little image to show in terms of what we can do for groups and weddings. So extras, we do have a great cabanas. This is great, all about Planet Hollywood, upscale flair. This is one of the rentals of the cabanas. We have half-day and full-day rentals starting at $75, and they've got refrigerators in them and ceiling fans, TVs. You've got a full, what we call a personal agent, which is kind of like a butler that kind of hangs out with you. If you're in Star Class, you get your own personal agent, and you have access to a green room, which is the lounge, which is a lot of fun. But these cabanas are great. People do love them, if not for just just a single day, maybe a couple of days during a special occasion. Again, some views at night, fantastic. You can see our lobby with some of the directors' lamps in there. You see a bunch of the memorabilia from famous movies that have been placed over time. These views, again, that is an actual image on the left side, and at nighttime, this property shows so well. People really, really enjoy the feel and the vibe of the resort, no question about it. So really, that was it for me, and I hope that everybody was able to get some great information. I was going to turn it over to my friend and colleague from SelloffVacations, James.
All right, thank you very much for that. Hello, everyone. My name is James Foster, and I'm the branch manager at the SelloffVacations at the Toronto Yonge Street location. So I'm incredibly happy to be here to talk about one of my favorite all-inclusive destinations, Costa Rica. My wife and I went here on our anniversary vacation where we stayed at the Rio Palace, Costa Rica. One main tip that I do have for this beautiful destination is always to upgrade to the ocean view rooms. As you can see by the photo on the right, this is the view that we woke up to every single day. And then when we sat out there, had our morning coffees, and just listened to that ocean rush. So this ecotourist hotspot has amazing green lush mountains, as you can see behind me on that salt and pepper beach. The beach is more of a salt and pepper beach due to the volcanoes surrounding the areas. In my next photo, you can see the Arenal Volcano, which is the main attraction. You won't be able to walk on the volcano, which you can tell by how far away I am from the lookout point. But it is basically probably one of the best spots to see the full volcano. On this tour, we had a great time, as we got to horseback ride up the mountain to zip line down, which I was a little scared of at first because I'm afraid of heights. But once I was able to go down that first zip line, I couldn't get enough of it. After a big hard day of work at ziplining and horseback riding, we got to relax in the hot springs, which was a perfect way to recover from the long mornings of activities. Now, normally, my wife and I like to, when we go away to the all-inclusives, we like to take full advantage of the pool bars and relax in the sun. However, on this vacation, we took full advantage of the ecotourism they offered and went on another excursion. With this tour, we got to walk through the rainforest to see the wildlife, and I'll warn you now, if you're not expecting a howler monkey to howl, you'll be in for a little scared if it's close by. But on this tour, we got to walk through the rainforest to see the waterfalls, see the animals, and also walked on the suspended bridges. After the long hike, we got to travel to another spot to slide down this huge concrete water slide, which is through the jungle. And then this slide will be where you get to bond with the rest of the group, as everyone gets to wear these funny leather diapers and big inner tubes, because during that slide down, you can pick up a lot of speed, so you don't want your bathing suit getting ripped. As you exit the slide, we get to visit another hot springs. This was incredible because, as you can see by the photo, that was our whole group that was on the excursion. These tours are great for us because of the size. But we're all together doing the zip lining, doing everything. It wasn't big enough that you have to wait for everyone. It wasn't small enough that you felt like it's just you two traveling. So we were able to have fun with the size of the group that we had. And then, yeah, when we were at the hot springs, we were able to do our own things since it was an anniversary vacation. So during the drive back before the sun starts to set, the tour guide also took us to their favorite lookout point of the country. Looking at all that green land was incredible. It's a lot more green than what we have here in Toronto.
That was fantastic, James. I'm Kathy. I'm the selling supervisor in Brandon, Manitoba, and I had the pleasure and the privilege to go to Costa Rica just a year ago. I did stay at the Planet Hollywood, so my trip was a little different. It was a girls' trip designed for rest and relaxation with my best friend, and certainly we had that in 5-star style. What I want to show you, though, is the little slice of eco. There's a beautiful sound. There's that eco tour, that little slice of heavenly Costa Rica that we enjoyed when we did venture out on our adventure day. Now, in between 5-star meals, we decided that we would have to go out on a little adventure, and it was easy as signing up with Nexus Tours. And we did the Blue River. So if you look at these photos on the left there, you'll see that blue hue. There's no altering or Photoshop these photos. This is the natural beauty of Costa Rica. And certainly that expert guided tour that day was a highlight. The sounds of Costa Rica just bring back so many good memories, and that is absolutely one of my favorite parts. And I will tell you that on this nature hike, there were waterfalls of all sizes. If you look at the photo on the left again, you'll see a very tiny version of me on the little left corner, and that just shows you the scope of the rainforest and how immersed you are in that. And just so beautiful to be able to see the wildlife and the flowers in their natural habitat. So I really appreciated having our expert guide with us that could show us the rubber tree and the different plants. It was wonderful. Now this itself, this is actually the beach at Planet Hollywood. That is that volcanic beach just in that beautiful cove where it's sheltered. And Planet Hollywood offered us tours and activities all day long. You could do yoga on the rooftop, but I got up early and went on this nature hike, and you'll see the diverse vegetation. So the photo on the top left is 10 minutes from the hotel, and yet those palm trees right in the center, that's another 5-minute walk away. So just the amazing scope of vegetation and the natural environment that this hotel and resort is set into was really one of the most astounding aspects of the vacation. And I, of course, would be, I would hate to overlook that volcanic sand. As the sun sets and goes down, you'll see that photo in the top right. The sand looks almost black, and that is natural. Once again, it's not enhanced, and certainly one of my favorite photos from the vacation. Just loved it. Now, here's my pro tip. If you're going to Costa Rica, please take more than just your iPhone. Take a camera. It doesn't have to be a professional camera, but this, with my Canon camera, I was able to catch that woodpecker and the toucans in the bottom right. And these are some of the most special photos and memories that I had. I will tell you that the monkeys, you could see them near sunset every night on the beach and at the resort frolicking about, and they were having fun. Just loved it. But you can't leave Costa Rica without seeing a sloth. If you possibly have the opportunity, do it. And if you don't have a guide, you may miss it. The sloth, to me, this prairie girl, that sloth looked like a hornet or a wasp nest up in the tree. And so our guide had pointed it out, and we got out of our van, and we all stopped and looked up and way up, and with the naked eye it was hard to see that little sloth until I pulled out the good camera and the zoom lens, and then that beautiful sloth sat there and posed, and I got what I call the money shot. That was certainly the first photo I showed everybody when I got home from Costa Rica. Now these were the flowers. So that the Blue River tour also included the afternoon at a butterfly and hummingbird sanctuary. And we saw these, and all of these were low to the ground and easily spied, even without the guide, but he pointed them out. And it was just incredible to see, and I'm sure every florist or admirer of flowers in our group today would just see those and see your eyes light up. It was amazing to see it in person, and just the natural environment of Costa Rica was just some of the most beautiful memories. Now the sunset. It just reminds me of how it is a perfect vacation, whether it is a special anniversary trip or you're on a girls' trip or you're with the kids and you want to show them the monkeys. But that sunset is remarkable, and that orange again is not in any way photoshopped. It was what we were welcomed with on our first evening once we arrived at Liberia and took to the beach for a little navigation around the resort. And that is certainly postcard picture perfect. And I hope that you too get the chance to experience Costa Rica and some of these sunsets for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn, Todd, James, and Kathy. You've certainly made me want to go back, especially the little waterfall. The sound of the waterfall was enough to make me want to go back right now. So we have some questions in the Q&A. So I'm gonna go through them. And Todd, the first question we have is really for you. What's the fishing like near the resort? And are there tours that you can take from the resort to go fishing?
Yes. So one of the great things about Costa Rica and every element is, everything is there. I mean, we're just seeing these great photos, and the monkeys. We talk about the cheeky monkeys. I mean, my experience is there too. Not talking about fishing, but I was just trying to chuckle, and I had a really interesting experience with a monkey, and I just could not get over it. It was such a unique experience. And I spoke to a gentleman here that is actually part of a travel group in Toronto, a travel agent, and he had been on a fishing excursion. And you can do that. You can book that right from the Nexus Sunweek Experiences Nexus desk in the lobby, and they've got unbelievable, unique fishing. Now, is there fishing? The reality is, the wonderful thing about going back to the beach here, and I don't want to take too much time, is that volcanic sand beach is just absolutely so interesting and unique. For people that have maybe been to experienced other types of beaches, don't underestimate the beauty of this beach. We did see people out. Now, I don't know if they can actually fish, but people were doing some snorkeling because there's like sand bars that go out from the resort. So just so many great things to do, and fishing is a very big part. Yes.
Awesome, thank you. James, we have someone who's wanting to know when's the best time to travel to avoid rainy season.
All right, that's a great question. So, because you never want to get stuck in the rain. So for the rainy seasons, mostly between, the good time to go would be in between mid-November and May. Mind you, when I went on vacation, I went at the beginning of October, and then I really only had an hour of rain. So as long as you're trying to be within that time frame, then you should be good to go.
Awesome, thanks so much. Todd,
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is asking if there is an adults only section at this resort.
So that is a very good question. The answer to that is no, not at this particular hotel. We have the Star Class upgraded amenity area. Obviously, when you travel, and your vacation counselors can explain at various times of year, you're not going to see as many kids as you might in others, but there are great adult choices in Costa Rica that your vacation counselor can share with you. There are some other properties that we have throughout that could have elements of adult, but no, this hotel, regrettably not.
Okay. Kathy, are you able to suggest a resort that is adults only?
Absolutely. Just a little south in the same beautiful cove, so you're seeing the same beautiful views, is the Secrets Papagayo. It's an adults only resort, wonderful for anniversaries. Certainly if you are celebrating maybe a 20th or 25th anniversary, I think this one would be ideal. There's also, of the Barcelo chain, there is the Occidental Papagayo, again, just further south in that cove. So all of the resorts fly into that Liberia airport, which is just a few years old. It is an absolutely beautiful modern airport. And then you're shuttled on smooth roads, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just depending on exactly the location of your resort. So there certainly are opportunities. I will also say that in my experience with the Planet Hollywood in March, when we went, there were any of the star loungers and beds, they were set just a little off of the pool and were a fairly private area. And so there were some honeymooners there that were enjoying that. When you're looking at a resort that has just 285 rooms, that you're never going to have feel like you're crowded in any way. And any of the suppers or the events and the shows were certainly all ages. And certainly the Costa Rica night was fantastic. I don't think you'll be overrun with kids if you do choose Planet Hollywood, but I would highly recommend and could certainly book you into Secrets or another resort that would suit exactly what you're after.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Todd, somebody is asking if the resort right now, if it's currently open.
So that's a very good question. So no, the resort is actually currently closed, as are all of our resorts right now as we're navigating through this interesting time. That it is actually closed, but everything is being maintained. It's an excellent question. People are asking us that. We've got obviously full security on. We do have some of our management team and our maintenance engineers working, which keeps air flowing properly. So the resort we're ready. We're ready to just open that. We're so wanting to do that. We will be there as soon as it's able and safe. We'll be open for you. And yeah, so it is a good question. I wish I could say yes, it was.
Okay, James, are people able to book the resort if they're looking to travel there this winter or spring?
Yeah, we can book resorts around 11 months in advance. And sometimes if you're looking for like a group destination, we can also do almost like a year in advance as well. A little bit it all depends if you're just a group or if you're just 2 people wanting to get away. But yes, we are able to book trips for right now for next year.
Awesome, thank you. Are there any deals out there to be had?
Oh, there's always deals. If you always contact your travel agent, we can always see what's the best deal that we can get for you.
Okay, awesome. Todd, someone was also asking if children can stay in the swim out rooms.
Yep. So, okay, that's a very good question. So, in this particular hotel, our Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Costa Rica, we don't actually have swim outs at this particular resort. We do have them at many of our other resorts throughout the Caribbean, Mexico. This one doesn't quite have it, but we do. In the Star Class element, it's great because we've got nice little pools there, a really nice pool area. It's not private, but it is quite unique. So, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Just so people know for next time, if they're going to a resort that does have a swim out, are children normally allowed in rooms with swim outs?
That's a good question. We are one of the few companies that actually technically do allow children, and that is a very good point, and it's a great question by the customer to check that in advance, because if they were hoping to have that and they get there and a hotel or resort does not allow that, it could be a trouble. So in some of our other brands, we do actually allow children, yes, in our swim outs, and your vacation counselors can always check that information for you in advance too, I'm sure.
Okay, fantastic. Kathy, I'm not sure if you answered this one already or not, but can you tell us how long, because I know you stayed at the Planet Hollywood, how long was the drive from the airport to the resort?
So from the time we touched down and went through security out the front door to the buses, I think we were at best 40 minutes away from the resort. And one of the things that I was wondering about myself was the roads and what's the infrastructure like. And I will say that the Liberia area in general is very modern and developed. In fact, there is a commercial corner there that has a Subway and a McDonald's. Not something that I'm after when I'm on vacation, but it just shows the modern development. And they're certainly forward thinking in terms of wind power and solar power. And that was another interesting thing that I found about this ecologically advanced and very earth-centered vacation. So it was not a beach and cocktail vacation for me, but it was just enriching in terms of environment and experiences. So it was ideal for the trip, and I would highly recommend it.
All right, thank you. Evelyn, we have a question. A customer has said they've been to the Pacific side of Costa Rica and loved it, but they're wondering when would be a good time to go to the Atlantic side. When they were there, they were told that winter is not the best time to go to the Atlantic side.
The part of the Caribbean side in the Limon province, yes, of course. The months that is no rain in there, it's September and October. Since the other part of the country, are raining in the September and October of the year. There's months in the Caribbean side that it's totally sunny days. And anyway, on November, December, and January, February, March, it's good to visit at the Caribbean side too. There is amazing beaches. Go to scuba diving and surf and everything there.
Okay, fantastic. We also have a question too. That's Kathy, you could probably answer this since you were at the resort. They're asking specifically about the Planet Hollywood Resort. Is it on the Caribbean side? And what does the beach look like? Is it deep, shallow? Is it all rocks or all sand? Is there sandbars or coral reefs?
Thank you. I have experience. The beaches were best for sunset walks and morning walks and adventure. The black volcanic sand during midday can be very, very hot. I thought I would be just fine traipsing across the sand with my bare feet, and in fact, you burn the bottom of your feet. It was like walking, I imagine, across a stove element. And so I hustled back to the edge of the resort to get my feet in the little foot shower there. It does stick to your feet, so it's certainly not white sand for Caribbean sunbathing. There were not people sitting on the beach sunbathing or making sand castles. However, just off the coast, there were locals who had waded in and that were fishing just off of a line right there. The water is swimmable. It's quite nice and warm, but you would want to have water shoes for crossing that little bit of sand. There are beach loungers, and there's activities. There's bonfire and activities on the sand, but I wouldn't say it's for sunbathing. 90% of my outdoor daytime activity was around the pool, and the Guy Fieri burger restaurant was in fact just back to the pool. You could put your wrap on and take 10 steps and go order your burger, and then take it on a tray and sit on your lounger. And then the wonderful staff would also serve you a cocktail sitting there. And I would definitely be remiss if I didn't say it was some of the most hardworking entertainment staff. They work from sun up to sundown. They're teaching yoga classes. The guys in the pool doing the aquasize are the same people that are 9 p.m. on that second level deck just outside the coffee shop that are getting the dance party started, or they're playing local music, and you know, the entertainment staff are really hardworking and very good. But I was exhausted after a full day of environmental enrichment. So we were in bed by 10 or 11. It's all that fresh air, and you just want to get up and start the next day early again. No disco at the hotel.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. So Bruce has made a comment that he climbed the Arenal Volcano. It was a 6-hour trek. Wow, Bruce, that's fantastic. I'm sure you enjoyed it, and I'm sure the views were probably beautiful. James, we do have a question where someone is asking where you purchased your excursions, and is it better to purchase them in Costa Rica, or can you purchase them in advance at home?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I purchased my excursions beforehand. So I was able to pay in Canadian funds. I knew what tours I was going on, and then we booked it for the whole week. So then when we got down to destination, we just talked with the representative, either the Nexus or Summer Experience, and then we were able to pick which day we wanted. It was really cool to have the tours, so that way we didn't have to worry about any money or what the rate would be when we get down there. But when we got to him, we just said, we want to go on this. And he said, well, this date's better because the sun's going to be out more, or this day's better because there's less people there. So we were able to pick kind of which day with the tour representative on what's going to be best for us. But we didn't have to worry about money when we pre-did it. But you can also purchase them there as well. It would just be in essentially USD. So you're kind of losing it out on the exchange rate.
Okay, perfect. Evelyn, can you tell us a little bit what the temperatures are like and where you can find the best beaches?
The best beaches. You know, Costa Rica has more than 600 beaches around the Pacific and the Caribbean side. Try to choose the best beaches is hard. It's hard to me, and I think hard to everybody. The best thing to answer that is to orientate you to go to the visitcostarica.com information in order to know what kind of activity you want to do in our beaches. Rest, or go to swim, diving, surfing, scuba diving, windsurfing, whatever you want to do in our beaches. Just go to visitcostarica.com website, and you will find the best beaches for according to the adventure you want to do there. I think so. And our weather and the entire year in the Central Valley, that is located San Jose and the other 3 provinces, Heredia, Alajuela, and Cartago, is more or less between 22 and 24 degrees. Sorry, and centigrades. And then at the beaches, there are between 28, 32, 33, more or less. It's an average during the entire year.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Evelyn.
Todd,
do you know if does the Planet Hollywood property have a casino? And if it doesn't, do you know if there is casinos in that are at the resorts?
In the area, yeah, we do not have one at that particular property. There is some gaming nearby, but the reality is that this destination, now people do ask it, but again, a lot of these hotels are not overly large, so the big resort style casinos are not there. They do have some gaming in the area, but that's the question. Lots of other things to do, though.
Thank you.
Save your money.
Kathy, this one's for you. They're wondering if there's any tours that we have that go across Costa Rica where you stay at more than one resort. So more like an escorted tour.
Yeah, there are opportunities, whether it's from the prairies or from the East Coast, to be able to book your own flights and have us book different hotels and connections in with that. So if you wanted to do a combo stay, that's certainly something that we could look at. We'd love to personalize that for you.
All right, thank you. James, we have a customer who's advising that they have a Sunwing travel credit and they're wanting to know, can they use that towards a vacation to Costa Rica?
Oh yeah, you can definitely use the Sunwing credits, the vouchers that you have with Sunwing to book one of these great hotels. If you want to email me, I can be more than happy to look into what the voucher is and the amounts and then what dates work for you. My email address would be northyork@SelloffVacations.com.
Perfect. Evelyn, we've got our last question up and that one's for you. We have somebody asking, how safe is Costa Rica? Specifically, they're asking about the Atlantic, but just overall as a country in general, how safe is it?
Okay, first of all, I remember you, according to my presentation, my previous presentation, we don't have an army. We have policies, we have community policies, local policies that some of them talk in English too, in order to orientate the tourists about the only you need to keep your things with you, your passport in your hotel, things like that. No more. We don't have an army about it. And the hotels, the people in the hotel just told you when you can go or you can go too. But it's not about the safety, because we have we have tranquility here. We have a peaceful country, and we try to travel as I travel to other country in the world. When I travel to Spain or Europe, something else, I keep my passport in my hotel, my dollars in my pocket. Now to show a lot of jewelry there, things like that. But no more. When you get a rental car, and they advise you what is some advices to drive in Costa Rica. But it's safe. Here is safe. No, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. I can attest to that. When I went, I felt very, very safe actually, on the resort and off the resort. So we've come to the end of our presentation. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and thank you to all of our presenters. If you have a question and we were unable to get to it, or we were unable to answer it, or if you would like pricing for Costa Rica, I invite you to reach out to James or Kathy, and you can reach their emails. You can reach James. There they are. Sorry, they're on this. They should be able to see them on the screen. James is available, as he said, at northyork@SelloffVacations.com. Kathy is available at Brandon@SelloffVacations.com. As well, our phone lines are actually still open till 8 p.m. Eastern time today, and you can reach us on our toll-free number at 1-877-735-5633, and one of our agents will be able to assist you or answer any questions you may have. We have had really good response to these presentations. This is our second one that we've done. We will be continuing this series every Wednesday. We'll keep to about the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Next week, June 3rd, we will be featuring Punta Cana and the Dominican Republic. So please watch our website or our Facebook for more details and the link to join, and we hope to see you there. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful evening.